Yes everyone, welcome to the first video of the channel. It's taken me a long time to take action with recording long form content, YouTube content. It's something I've wanted to do for years, but I've just never bit the bullet. But now I think is the time to really start to lock in with this and take action. So it makes sense first of all to actually introduce myself, and I am learning on the job. I'm aware my arm probably looks about 8 foot long right now, but my name is Harley. I'm 26 years old. I've been a digital entrepreneur for the past 3 years. Working remotely, traveling to over 20 plus countries in that time, and I've always posted stories on my Instagram, always shared posts, quotes and different parts of my journey whilst I'm traveling. But I feel like now it's got to that point where I really should start to showcase beautiful places around the world, give people guides on how to travel, because something that I notice a lot, and especially the conversations I have with people on social media, is a lot of people want to travel, but they don't actually know the best places to go. They don't know the best way to go about traveling. They don't know how to save money while traveling or even where to stay. So I'm going to be posting a lot of different things in terms of guides, in terms of lifestyle, and also just general having fun, because my life is a blessing. I do get to live in a way that a lot of people probably dream of. And the common misconception when it comes to travel is you need to be making a lot of money every single month to be able to experience the world. But believe me, that really is not the case. So I'm currently recording this video from a not so sunny Spain. I'm over in Mallorca, came over to visit a friend that has a villa over here, spent some time with him, had the intention of being here for 4 or 5 days, had no return flight booked, and I've been here for nearly 3 weeks now. But I am going back to the UK tomorrow, as I do have a half marathon race booked down in sunny Plymouth, which I am looking forward to. But right now, just on the morning commute to the gym, I'm not going to attempt to say the name of the gym. My skin complexion is far too white to mess this up, and it would just be unreal to get cancelled within the first 3 minutes of my first video. So I will put a picture of the name of the gym on here now. But I have been training here every day since I've been here. Facilities are great, quite a small gym, quite local, but I will try and get some content whilst I'm in the gym as well, because something that was also heavily requested was that I post more fitness stuff in terms of like running, because I'm massively into my running and fitness right now, as well as training videos, tips and all that type of stuff. So really my goal is to just keep my content raw. Something that I've had to overcome in this process is eliminating the idea of perfection, because I do always want to make sure everything's right, the lighting's great, the content's great, everything's clear. But because I just really want to show how this is, and maybe even inspire others to want to travel more, start to record content, start to showcase their life, that I've realised that if I try and make it too perfect, then I'm just not going to be able to stay consistent. And I'm just being completely honest with the idea of what I'm trying to do here. So yeah, in terms of what day-to-day has been looking like, it's been just pretty simple, to be honest. Waking up, doing a bit of work, grabbing a coffee, maybe even a croissant or two now and then, and just training, running, gym, and just, you know, enjoying life. So yeah, as I mentioned, for now, contents are going to be pretty raw, me with my go-go gadget arm, and just sharing the journey really. But you know, who knows, we'll get to the point where we can insert some fancy drone clips, cameraman in the future. You know, I've got to manifest it. But no, to be honest, like, one thing I love about Mallorca personally is, of course, I have a friend that lives here, so it's just a great excuse to get over, get in the sun when it decides to show up. But also that the lifestyle here is so good, like everything's so calm, the people are really cool. You don't have to be able to speak a lot of Spanish. Like, my Spanish is very, very weak, to be honest, so it does help that people here do speak great English. But the thing that's really cool too is the accessibility around here, because people tend to go traveling, they say, or go on holidays, and they always stay in hotels. They never really get to experience what a place is really like. But what I really like about Mallorca is great food, great people, lots of coffee shops, lots of places where you can sit down and network if that's your type of thing. But also the seafront, the beach is really, really nice. Great waters, great clear waters. Just heading to the gym. It is a Saturday, so gonna get a good workout in, get back home. I'm gonna go out for some food with a friend tonight. I'm not sure where we're gonna go, some nice beach club somewhere, I think he said, just to get some food. As I say, I'm flying home tomorrow, so it'd be great to spend some time with him. And then, yeah, we'll plan the next trip from there. But gonna get in the gym now, hopefully get some content. Last time I was in here and I tried to record a video, I don't know if a memo was sent out to all members saying, if you see this guy, whatever you do, stand in front of his camera and make sure he can't record anything. Felt like a personal vendetta. But no, I try to record what I can. Probably gonna get a good chest session in, maybe a bit of shoulders as well. And yeah, see what we can come up with. So just wrapped up in the gym, literally only managed to record one set. Again, the memo must have been sent out, managed to hit a 120 kg bench for 3. Nothing major, nothing crazy, but still good to move the body and get a good set in. As I mentioned at the start of the video, since working online, working remotely, I've travelled to over 20 plus countries, lived in some places longer than others. Some I've literally visited for a couple days, some I've lived in for 3 to 6 months. And how that all kind of started for me was I always had a desire to want to travel more. I always wanted to see the world more, and I just craved that feeling. When you go on holiday and you're away for 7 to 10 days and you're enjoying that feeling of being in the sun, no care in the world, just enjoying being alive. And I craved to have that feeling every single day. And it came to a point in my life where I just had this conclusion where I thought, why can't I feel that every day? Why do I need to only go away 7, 14, sometimes even 3 weeks of the year in total and only experience that for a short period of time? Why can't I make that my life? And when I came to that realization that all I had to learn how to do was learn a digital skill set, something that could pay me anywhere in the world without having to be tied down to one location, then I really could live a life of location freedom. And that was what my personal goal was. And I started online in the digital space back in January 2022. By August 2022, I'd gone completely full time and began traveling, boarded a flight to Koh Samui, Thailand in September. And from there, just bounced around the world. I was in Thailand for a long period of time, Indonesia, New Zealand, Australia, Fiji, Malaysia, and just, you know, done the traditional Asia route and all the southern hemisphere as most people start off. But as time went on and I did that long stint, we spent some time in the UK for about a year, still traveling, going to different countries, but nowhere near as frequent. But then heading into 2025, I've really made it a habit to just explore the world a lot more. I think I've actually spent more time outside of the UK in 2025 than I have in. And as I say, some of those trips have been longer than others. Some I've been in places for 3 weeks to a month at a time. Some places I've literally just been away for a weekend. If I could give a piece of advice to somebody that does want to start traveling more, maybe you want to see some of Europe, maybe you want to go to Asia, what I would suggest is stop spending money unnecessarily on things that aren't actually aligning with the goal you're setting out to achieve. Because what I realized when I started to travel a lot more is just how accessible the world really is. For me to fly to Mallorca, it was like £19 for my flight. And then to add my luggage, I think it was £30. It was actually more money to bring my luggage than it was to bring myself. Now you can find these cheap flights all the time on like Skyscanner or any of these other comparison websites. And you don't have to make this massive thing out of going away. You don't have to book a holiday 6 months in advance, and you don't have to pack your case 3 weeks early, and you don't need to have your airport outfit laid out the week before you go. Like, there's no reason why you can't just go onto Skyscanner and book a trip for the weekend. Like, there's no reason why you can't board a flight Friday evening and fly back on Sunday evening. You can go to Rome for 2 days and have a great time. Book an Airbnb, book a flight and go. And that's where I feel like a lot of people actually hold themselves back with experiences, is because they don't realize just how accessible the world really is. There's no more requirement other than booking accommodation, booking a flight, and deciding where to go. It really can be that easy, just chucking some clothes in a case, 10 kilo hand luggage with Ryanair, and be on your way. But even just to add further context to how we traditionally book trips, we'll go away in July, August, spend £1,500, £2,000 on a bog standard all-inclusive hotel in the peak of summer when all the kids are off school, so prices get hiked because they know families are going away, and you're getting caught up in that. You're getting caught in the inflationary times just because these companies know they can take advantage of families going away, and you're getting caught up in that. The weather in Europe at this time of year, even now we're in May, it's been 26 degrees today in May. And the flight, like I said, was absolutely next to nothing. Fortunately for me, I've got friends over the world, so I don't have to pay too much for accommodation when I travel if I stay with friends. But again, that's the importance of networking, to have people that you can be with anywhere in the world. But also the point is the amount of money you tend to spend on one big trip could actually cover the cost of 3-4 trips to 4 days, 5 days around Europe. I spent the first 2 weeks of January in Malta. My flight return was £60, including my luggage there and back. It was £60 in total. And my accommodation for 2 weeks in an Airbnb, incredible, 2-bedroom, 2 balconies, right in the heart of St. Julian's, which is like the best part that you can really stay in. In total, that whole trip cost me around £800 for myself, 2 weeks. And that's just, you know, what most people would spend for a couple nights in the summer somewhere. Early start to the day this morning, managed to catch the sunrise as we are flying back to the UK on an early flight. We did go to the beach club last night, but I haven't quite developed the habit of just whipping out my camera and recording things at the moment. So I didn't actually record anything whatsoever, but it was a great night. Food was really good, chilled vibe, really enjoyed it. But as I say, heading to the airport now, going to catch an early flight, and we'll be heading back to the UK in the next few hours. So I just got to my gate, ready to board my flight home to the UK, but we won't be stopping over there for too long, as I do have a few more trips planned for this month. Obviously, I mentioned I'm in Plymouth for a half marathon next weekend, and then at the end of the month, I'm also going to be in Split, Croatia, as well as heading over to Nice, France. May even plan another trip, as I do have my birthday on one of the weekends in the month, so may end up going somewhere else. Been looking at Montenegro, as it's meant to be really nice. Never been there myself, but looks pretty cheap. Great coastline, and everything you could want from a beautiful country in Europe. But I suppose that concludes the first video. Appreciate everyone that made it this far and expect a lot more content to come. Another thing I've noticed, I never wave my hand while I'm speaking. But no, that concludes the first video. Appreciate everybody that watched. Please like and subscribe, and feel free to reach out to me on Instagram at Harley Hamblin, and any requests, anything, any feedback, please feel free to reach out and let me know.